Life is a relentless journey, and the chains that hold you back are often forged by your own choices. To master yourself, you must first acknowledge that no one else is responsible for your success or failure. This realization is both liberating and daunting. Accountability is not a punishment. It's a pathway to freedom. When you take full ownership of your actions, you remove excuses and eliminate the mindset that others control your destiny. Each choice you make, every habit you build, is a reflection of your priorities. To live without accountability is to drift aimlessly, but to embrace it is to take the helm of your life. Discipline is the cornerstone of mastery. While motivation is fleeting, discipline is enduring. It's easy to act when you feel inspired, but the true test of strength comes on the days you don't feel like it. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in, pushing your body when it aches, and silencing the voice in your head that whispers excuses. Over time, discipline becomes a habit, and that habit becomes a defining part of who you are. Emotions, powerful and raw, can either be your greatest ally or your most destructive enemy. Anger, frustration, fear. These feelings are inevitable, but how you handle them determines your strength. Mastery over yourself means understanding that emotions are signals, not commands. You cannot allow fleeting feelings to dictate long-term decisions. Use your emotions as fuel to propel you forward, not as chains to hold you back. The limits you perceive are often illusions. They exist because you believe they do. Every time you tell yourself, "I can't," you reinforce those mental chains. Self-mastery is about confronting these beliefs and proving them wrong. Push through discomfort, challenge your fears, and you'll find that the limits you once saw were merely shadows, not walls. Standards are the foundation upon which your character is built. When you establish non-negotiable rules for yourself, you create a structure that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. These standards must be high because they define you. They guide your actions, influence your decisions, and ultimately shape your destiny. The person who operates with integrity and commitment to their principles is unstoppable. Struggle is not the enemy, it is the crucible in which strength is forged. Every difficulty, every challenge, every moment of pain is an opportunity to grow. Running from hardship only prolongs the inevitable. Embrace the struggle with open arms, for it is within these moments that you discover who you truly are. Growth requires discomfort, and mastery demands sacrifice. Solitude is a weapon of the strong. In the quiet moments, away from the noise of the world, you find clarity and purpose. Time spent alone is not loneliness, it's preparation. It's in these moments that you reflect on your actions, plan your moves, and build the mental fortress that will protect you in the battles ahead. Solitude is where true self-mastery begins. Mastery is not a destination, it's a process. It is the culmination of small, consistent actions repeated over time. Success is not achieved in a single grand gesture, but in the discipline of daily effort. Each day you choose to push forward. Each decision to act with purpose brings you closer to the life you desire. The journey is not easy, but it is worth it. The only chains that bind you are the ones you refuse to break. Discipline is the foundation upon which all success is built. While motivation feels powerful in the moment, it is fleeting and unreliable. Motivation might get you to the starting line, but discipline is what carries you to the finish. Think of it this way: motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning even when the winds of doubt and difficulty blow against you. Discipline doesn't care about your mood, your circumstances, your excuses. It thrives in consistency, in showing up and doing the work, even when every fiber of your being screams to quit. When you rely on motivation, you are at the mercy of your feelings. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, and other days you'll feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Discipline, however, cuts through the noise. It's the habit of saying, "I'll do it because it needs to be done, not because you feel like it." It's in the early mornings when the alarm goes off and every part of you wants to stay in bed, but you rise anyway. It's in the late nights when exhaustion tempts you to leave tasks unfinished, yet you push through to complete them. Discipline is about small, deliberate actions repeated over time. It's not glamorous, and it doesn't offer instant gratification. But it's in the unyielding repetition of these actions that greatness is forged. When you cultivate discipline, you become unstoppable. You learn to ignore distractions, silence excuses, and focus on what truly matters. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce a pattern of behavior that strengthens your resolve. This practice builds momentum. What was once difficult becomes second nature, and before long, discipline is no longer a chore, it's a habit. And habits are the true drivers of change. They don't rely on fleeting emotions or momentary inspiration. They are consistent, reliable, and always present. guiding your actions and shaping your future. Person ruled by discipline doesn't need to wait for the right time or the perfect circumstances. They create their own success, day by day, moment by moment. Discipline also cultivates resilience. When you train yourself to act regardless of how you feel, you develop an unshakable mental toughness. Challenges, setbacks, failures lose their power over you because you've built the habit of persisting through adversity. This resilience not only helps you achieve your goals, but also transforms you into someone who can face life's unpredictability with confidence and strength. Ultimately, discipline is freedom. It frees you from the chains of procrastination, from the regret of wasted potential, and from the disappointment of unfulfilled dreams. It allows you to take control of your life, to steer it in the direction you desire, regardless of the obstacles in your path. Discipline doesn't guarantee an easy journey. It ensures a rewarding one. Through discipline, you unlock the power to shape your destiny. Emotions are a powerful force. They can propel you to unimaginable heights or drag you into the depths of despair. The key to self-mastery lies in how you handle these emotions. Most people allow their emotions to control them, reacting impulsively and making decisions they later regret. But if you want to break the chains holding you back, you must learn to harness your emotions instead of letting them control you. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It means channeling them into something constructive. Anger, for instance, is often viewed as a negative emotion, but it can be a tremendous source of energy when used correctly. Anger can drive you to prove doubters wrong, to fight for what you believe in, or to push through challenges that seem insurmountable. However, if left unchecked, anger can lead to reckless behavior and self-destruction. Mastery of anger means recognizing it, understanding its source, and transforming it into fuel for positive action. Fear is another emotion that holds immense power. It's natural to feel fear in the face of the unknown, but fear can either paralyze you or push you to prepare and perform at your best. Fear is not your enemy. It's a guide highlighting areas where growth is possible. When you face your fears head on, you strip them of their power and transform them into opportunities for growth. The very act of confronting fear builds confidence and resilience, strengthening your resolve for future challenges. Then there's doubt, quiet whisper in the back of your mind that questions your abilities and your worth. Doubt is the seed of hesitation, and hesitation is the enemy of progress. To master doubt, you must counter it with action. Every step you take, no matter how small, silences doubt and reinforces your belief in yourself. The truth is, doubt only has as much power as you give it. The more you act, the weaker it becomes. Even emotions like sadness or disappointment, which can feel heavy and consuming, can be harnessed for growth. These emotions often come from unmet expectations or unfulfilled desires. Instead of letting them drag you down, use them as a moment of reflection. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Often, the greatest breakthroughs come after periods of deep struggle and introspection. Mastering your emotions is not about erasing them, but about building emotional intelligence. It's about recognizing what you're feeling, understanding why you're feeling it, and deciding how to respond. This requires self-awareness, patience, and practice. The more you work on this skill, the more control you'll have over your reactions and, by extension, your life. The greatest power comes from transforming emotions into purpose. Use joy and gratitude to connect with others and inspire. Let frustration drive you to improve and overcome obstacles. Let your passion fuel your creativity and determination. When you harness your emotions effectively, they become a source of unshakable strength rather than a weakness to be managed. This is how you master yourself, and in doing so, you unlock your full potential. The limits you perceive are not real. They exist only because you allow them to. Most of the chains that bind you are forged by your own mind. These mental limits are born from fear, doubt, and the stories you've told yourself for years. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the resources. All lies you've accepted as truth. These beliefs are not facts. They are barriers you've constructed to protect yourself from discomfort and failure. But in protecting yourself, you've also caged yourself. To master yourself, you must break these mental limits. Breaking mental limits begins with awareness. You must first recognize the lies you've been telling yourself. Start by asking hard questions. What is holding me back? Why do I believe I can't achieve this? Often, you'll find that these limits have no foundation in reality. They're fears masquerading as facts, assumptions that have never been challenged. The moment you identify them is the moment you take the first step toward breaking free. But awareness is not enough. You must take deliberate action to dismantle these barriers. Fear of failure is one of the most common mental limits. People avoid taking risks because they fear they might fail. But failure is not the end, it's a necessary step in growth. Every time you fail, you learn, adapt, come back stronger. Each failure chips away at the limits you've placed on yourself. By embracing failure as a teacher rather than fearing it as an enemy, you begin to erode the walls that confine you. Self-doubt is another powerful mental chain. That voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough. It's lying. The truth is, every person who has achieved greatness started from a place of uncertainty. The difference is that they chose to act despite their doubts. They chose to prove their doubts wrong, one small step at a time. Action is the antidote to doubt. The more you act, the more evidence you gather that you are capable, and the weaker that doubting voice becomes. Mental limits also come from comparison. Looking at others and measuring your worth against their achievements is a trap. Their journey is not yours, and their success does not diminish your potential. When you compare yourself to others, you focus on their strengths and your perceived weaknesses, creating an imbalance that feeds your insecurities. Instead, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Focus on your growth, your progress, and your path. To truly break mental limits, you must push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. This requires discomfort, but discomfort is where growth happens. You push your body to the point of exhaustion in the gym, when you tackle challenges that seem impossible, when you take risks that scare you. That's when you grow. Each time you succeed, you prove to yourself that your limits were not real. And even when you fall short, you discover that you are stronger than you thought because you dared to try. Visualization is another powerful tool. See yourself breaking through those limits. Imagine what your life looks like on the other side of those barriers. Hold that vision in your mind and use it as a motivator. The clearer the image, the stronger the pull toward achieving it. Remember, mental limits are not shattered overnight. It's a process of chipping away at them, bit by bit, with consistent effort and unwavering determination. Each time you step out of your comfort zone, each time you face a fear or challenge a doubt, you're breaking those chains. Over time, you'll look back and realize that the limits that once held you were nothing more than shadows, illusions that disappeared the moment you dared to confront them. Creating non-negotiable standards is about defining who you are and what you stand for without compromise. It is the process of setting a baseline for your behavior, decisions, and lifestyle that aligns with your values and goals. These standards are not mere preferences or aspirations. They are unyielding principles that guide your actions regardless of external circumstances or fleeting emotions. To master yourself, you must establish these standards and commit to them with absolute resolve. When you create non-negotiable standards, you begin by identifying what truly matters to you. This requires deep introspection and honesty. What do you want from life? What kind of person do you want to become? These questions are not to be answered lightly. Your standards should reflect the highest version of yourself, the version you are striving to become every day. They are not about perfection, but about progress and integrity. Once you set these standards, they must become your foundation. They are not flexible, not subject to the whims of your mood or the influence of others. For example, if you decide that physical fitness is a non-negotiable part of your life, you commit to it completely. It doesn't matter if you're tired, busy, or uninspired. You show up and do the work because that's who you are. Your standards become an integral part of your identity, shaping your decisions and actions. Negotiable standards also serve as a filter for your relationship environment. When you have clear, unshakable principles, you attract people who align with your values and distance yourself from those who do not. This isn't about arrogance or superiority. It's about protecting your energy and maintaining focus on what truly matters. The people you surround yourself with can either support your journey or derail it, and your standards ensure that you choose wisely. Living by non-negotiable standards requires discipline and resilience. There will be moments when it's tempting to compromise, to take the easy way out or lower your expectations. These are the moments that define you. Will you uphold your principles or will you bend under pressure? Each time you choose to stay true to your standards, you strengthen your character and build confidence in yourself. Over time, this unwavering commitment becomes second nature and the rewards are profound. Non-negotiable standards also eliminate decision fatigue. When you have clear rules for your life, you don't waste energy debating whether or not to do something. The decision is already made. For example, if one of your standards is to dedicate time every day to personal development, there's no question about whether you'll read, learn, or practice. It's simply what you do. This clarity allows you to focus your mental energy on more important matters like growth and innovation. Moreover, your standards create a sense of pride and self-respect. When you consistently live up to them, you prove to yourself that you are capable of self-mastery. This pride is not about external validation, but about knowing that you are living in alignment with your values. It's a quiet, shakeable confidence that comes from honoring your commitments to yourself. The key to making these standards work is consistency. You don't set them one day and forget about them the next. You revisit them, reinforce them, and refine them as you grow. Your standards should evolve with you, always reflecting your highest aspirations. They are not limitations, but a framework for your freedom, a way to ensure that you live intentionally and with purpose. Ultimately, non-negotiable standards are about taking control of your life. They're the rules you live by, the boundaries you set, and the commitments you make to yourself. When you establish and uphold these standards, you break free from the chaos of external influences and become the master of your own destiny. This is how you build a life of integrity, fulfillment, and unshakable strength. Struggle is an inescapable part of life, yet most people spend their time running from it, avoiding it, or complaining about it. They see struggle as a burden, a punishment, something to be escaped at all costs. But this mindset is flawed. Struggle is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally. It is the forge in which strength, resilience, and greatness are shaped to master yourself. You must not only accept struggle, but embrace it wholeheartedly, understanding that every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. When you struggle, you are forced to confront your weaknesses. It is in these moments of discomfort that you discover what you are truly made of. Struggle pushes you beyond your limits, showing you that those limits were never real to begin with. Each time you face adversity and refuse to back down, you expand your capacity to handle whatever life throws at you. Struggle is the ultimate teacher, and the lessons it provides cannot be learned through comfort or ease. There is a profound beauty in struggle, though it may not be obvious at first. In the midst of pain and hardship, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to question why you must endure such trials. But when you look back on those moments later, you'll realize that they were the turning points, the times when you grew the most. Struggle strips away everything superficial and forces you to focus on what truly matters. It reveals your priorities, strengthens your resolve, and teaches you to value the victories that come from hard work and perseverance. The struggle is not a sign that you are failing, it is proof that you are trying. It means you are pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, striving for something greater than what you currently have. Every struggle is a step forward, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. The pain you endure today will be the strength you wield tomorrow. Each hardship you overcome is a testament to your resilience and determination, a reminder that you are capable of far more than you initially believed. Struggle also builds empathy and understanding. When you have faced your own battles, you are better equipped to understand and support others who are going through theirs. It deepens your connection to the world around you and reminds you that no one is immune to hardship. This shared experience of struggle is what unites us as human beings and makes us stronger as a collective. To embrace struggle is to embrace life itself. It is not meant to be easy or predictable. It is meant to challenge you, to test you, to push you toward your full potential. When you stop fearing struggle and start welcoming it, you shift your perspective from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. You take control of your narrative, transforming obstacles into stepping stones and failures into opportunities for growth. This mindset doesn't make the struggle less painful, but it does make it meaningful. When you view struggle as a necessary part of your journey, you stop resenting it and start respecting it. You see it for what it truly is, a gift, a chance to evolve and become the best version of yourself. The greatest achievements in life come not from avoiding struggle, but from embracing it, enduring it, emerging stronger on the other side. Ultimately, struggle is the path to self-mastery. It is through struggle that you learn discipline, resilience, and courage. It is through struggle that you discover your strength and unlock your potential. So when you encounter hardship, don't shrink from it. Face it head on with the knowledge that every ounce of effort, every moment of pain is shaping you into the person you were meant to become. The struggle is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your transformation. Solitude is often misunderstood in a world that celebrates constant connectivity and external validation. Most people fear being alone because they associate it with loneliness, failure, or a lack of importance. But solitude, when embraced with purpose, is one of the most powerful tools for mastering yourself. It is in these moments of quiet, away from the noise of the world, that you can confront your inner self, understand your true desires, and forge a stronger connection with your purpose. Solitude is not isolation, it is clarity. When you are alone, you are free from distractions. There is no one to impress, no voices to drown out your thoughts, no external influences to sway your decisions. It is in this space that you can truly think. The clarity that comes with solitude allows you to analyze your goals, reflect on your progress, and identify what truly matters. It's a time to strip away the superficial and focus on the essentials. This mental reset is crucial in a world that constantly demands your attention. Solitude also strengthens your ability to be self-reliant. When you spend time alone, you learn to trust yourself, your instincts, and your judgment. You stop seeking validation from others and start finding confidence in your own decisions. This independence is critical to self-mastery. You cannot truly grow if you're constantly seeking approval or direction from external sources. Solitude teaches you that you are enough, that you have the strength and wisdom within you to navigate life's challenges. In moments of solitude, you also confront your fears and insecurities. Without the distractions of the outside world, you are left with your thoughts and emotions. This can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. Facing these feelings head-on allows you to understand and overcome them. You learn to sit with discomfort, to process it, and to grow from it. This emotional resilience is a cornerstone of self-mastery. Moreover, solitude fuels creativity and innovation. When you are alone, your mind has the freedom to wander, to explore new ideas, and to connect seemingly unrelated concepts. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in works of art and history were born in solitude. It is in these moments of introspection that you can tap into your creative potential and discover solutions to problems that seemed insurmountable. Solitude allows your mind to breathe and your imagination to flourish. Spending time alone also helps you build discipline. Without the influence of others, you are solely responsible for your actions. You must decide how to spend your time, how to tackle your goals, and how to hold yourself accountable. This self-discipline carries over into every aspect of your life, strengthening your ability to stay focused and committed even in the face of distractions. However, solitude is not about withdrawing from the world indefinitely. It is about finding balance. Solitude allows you to recharge, to reflect, to reconnect with yourself so that you can return to the world with greater purpose and clarity. It's a tool, not a lifestyle. The time you spend in solitude makes the time you spend with others more meaningful because you come back with a deeper understanding of yourself and your values. The power of solitude lies in its ability to reveal who you truly are. When you strip away the noise, the opinions, and the expectations of others, you are left with your authentic self. This is where self-mastery begins. By embracing solitude, you give yourself the space to grow, to heal, and to thrive. It is not a weakness or a punishment, it is a strength and a privilege. To master yourself, you must learn to be comfortable in your own company and to see solitude not as an absence, but as an opportunity. In the quiet, you will find clarity, purpose, the courage to become the person you were meant to be. Consistency is the bedrock of greatness. It's not about grand gestures or monumental leaps forward. It's about the steady, disciplined pursuit of excellence day after day. Success is not achieved in a single moment of brilliance, but in the countless small decisions, actions, and efforts that compound over time. Consistency is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. It is the quiet, unyielding force that propels you toward mastery, even when the initial excitement has faded and the results seem far away. Being consistent requires discipline. It means showing up and doing the work, even on days when you don't feel like it. Motivation may inspire you to start, but it is consistency that ensures you keep going. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It's easy to work hard when you're excited. The true test of character comes on the days when the excitement is gone, and all that remains is the commitment to your vision. Consistency builds momentum. Each small step forward creates energy that drives the next step. Over time, these small actions snowball into something far greater than the sum of their parts. It's like planting seeds. Each effort is a seed in the ground, and with consistent care and nurturing, those seeds grow into a thriving garden. But without consistency, the seeds wither and the potential is lost. Greatness is achieved not through occasional bursts of effort, but through sustained dedication. Consistency also builds trust in yourself and from others. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you are reliable and capable. This self-trust is critical for building confidence and resilience. Similarly, others come to see you as dependable and steadfast, which strengthens your relationships and opens doors to new opportunities. Consistency is the foundation of reputation and respect. Another benefit of consistency is the ability to measure progress. When you commit to regular action, you create a baseline against which you can track your growth. You see the gradual improvements, the small victories, and the areas where you need to adjust. This feedback loop is invaluable for staying motivated and focused. Without consistency, progress becomes sporadic and difficult to measure, leading to frustration and doubt. Consistency is not just about doing the same thing repeatedly. It's about doing the right things repeatedly. It requires intentionality and focus. You must align your actions with your goals and ensure that each step you take moves you closer to where you want to be. Consistency without purpose is merely routine. Consistency with purpose is transformative. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart and staying aligned with your vision. To maintain consistency, you must develop habits that support your goals. Habits are the building blocks of consistency. When an action becomes a habit, it requires less mental effort and becomes an automatic part of your daily life. Building positive habits takes time and effort, but once established, they make consistency far easier to maintain. Focus on small, sustainable changes that you can commit to over the long term. Let those habits form the foundation of your success. Consistency also requires resilience. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt along the way. The key is not to let these moments derail you. Instead, view them as part of the process and continue to move forward. Consistency is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Each time you pick yourself up and keep going, you reinforce your commitment to your goals and your belief in your ability to achieve them. In the end, consistency is a choice. It's a daily decision to prioritize your goals, to take action, and to keep moving forward no matter what. It's not glamorous or easy, but it is powerful. Through consistency, you build the habit, skills, and mindset necessary for greatness. You become someone who can be relied upon, someone who achieves what they set out to do. And as the days, weeks, and months of consistent effort accumulate, you'll look back and realize that every step, no matter how small, was a vital part of your journey to success. In the end, self-mastery is not about grand declarations or fleeting moments of triumph. It is the culmination of discipline, resilience, and the quiet consistency of effort over time. It's about embracing struggle, finding strength in solitude, living by unshakable standards that define who you are at your core. Self-mastery demands a relentless commitment to growth, a willingness to confront your fears, and the courage to take control of your destiny. When you break the chains of doubt, fear, and complacency, you unlock the boundless potential within you. The journey may be challenging, but it is through these challenges that you discover your true power. Mastering yourself means rising above external influences, taking ownership of your life, and building a future aligned with your vision and values. This is not just about achieving success, it's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. The path to self-mastery is a continuous one. With every step forward, you grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the freedom to live with purpose, intention, unwavering authenticity. The time to take that step is now.